And welcome to ESPN Plus for this presentation of Big South Men's Basketball. I'm Matt White, Zachary Braggs here in Hampton, Virginia at the Hampton University Convocation Center, where you have a matchup of two of the nation's leading scorers in Jermaine Merrill and Chris Clemens, and it's tipped up, won by Campbell. And Clemens will start out with the ball. He'll look right side, give it up to Edu. We are in our opening possession here as the Camels look to take the early advantage. Clemens comes off the screen. Nice hesitation in the lane. Euro step forces the shot. We're going to have a whistle, and I believe a foul will be called against the Pirates. It's going to be against Fisher. That's his first. Clemens will head to the free throw line. Shooting two. Coming into this game, the Pirates 3-2 in Big South play. Campbell 4-1 across the conference. Campbell in second place at 4-1. Radford still the only team in conference to remain undefeated in conference play at 7-0. The Pirates just outside. They are in a tie for third with High Point. Excuse me, tied for second with High Point. Pirates get the offensive board and have a second chance here. Carver, top of the key, looks left, has Merrow. Merrow guarded by Clemens, will pull the three. Clemens got a hand on the ball. Pirates retain the possession, 12 seconds on the shot clock.
It's very interesting, Matt, to see one of the nation's leading scorer also taking on the top defensive assignment in this game, too.
Shot missed by Barnes. Pirates get the offensive board. They go back inside to Mitchell. Mitchell in traffic. Layup no good. Rebound controlled by Gensler of Campbell. And the Camels with a strong defensive stand. Clemens missed both of his free throws on their last trip. Let's see how the second opportunity works out for the Camels. Edu on the block. Went with the fade. Shot no good. Rebound controlled by the Pirates. Merrow uses the screen, gets into the lane, had the ball tipped from behind. Good job by Nelson to bring the double. They go back to Nelson. Reverse layup will fall, and the Camels get on the board first with Jacor Nelson, the sophomore out of Hopkins, South Carolina.
The Camels going into a press defense.
Fisher looks to penetrate, and they're going to call the blocking foul. It looks like it will go against Chapman, freshman out of Jasper, Alabama. His first, team's first. Fisher will get to the free throw line. Fisher had a big game for the Pirates just a few nights ago, Zach. He was able to come alive offensively and really give the Pirates that second primary score they've been looking for this year.
Yeah, he definitely stepped up. Merrill was in a little bit of foul trouble in and out of that game, so he came alive and hit some tough shots down the ball game.
First free throw is no good from Fisher. Score remains 2-0 in favor of the Camels. Second shot is no good, so both teams not cashing in from the free throw line here early on. Gensler will receive the cross-court pass, and the Camels will look to add to what is a 2-0 lead here. Clemens gets it to Edu, working on the right elbow. Back to Clemens. He'll take the long jumper. Back iron, no good. Trey Carver will sky for the rebound.
And that's the matchup I'll be watching all day long between Fisher and Clemens when the Camels are on offense.
Fisher working on Clemens. Pull-up jumper fade off the mark, just wide right. Rebound controlled by Chapman, and the Camels will get it back to the nation's leading scorer. Clemens, Edu catching, shooting the three. Back iron, no good. Rebound loose and in the movement to get to the ball. Barnes runs into Nelson, and Barnes is going to win that matchup every time. Listed at 6'9", 210, and Nelson 6'3", 185, and Nelson went down pretty quick on that one. Tough break there for Barnes.
Yeah, he took a nice little elbow to the chops right there.
Dribble drive, fade away, off the back iron. Edu able to get the offensive rebound, and Campbell will reset. Chapman spinning in the lane will be called for taking too many steps. And the turnover gives the ball back to the Pirates.
That play was, that defensive effort play was made by Trayvon Barnes, who's second in the conference right now, 1.5 blocks per game.
The Pirates able to dodge a bullet there, as it should have been a one-shot opportunity for Campbell, but they were able to get an offensive rebound. Merrow stripped on the drive. Foul on Hampton, looks to be against Carver.
Yeah, the Camels aren't trying to give up anything easy. They converged on Merrow pretty quickly there, Matt.
They did. Pirates now showing a 2-1-2 full-court press. Nelson will drive on Mitchell. Barnes dropping back and help defense. 18 seconds on the shot clock. Nelson back out top to Edu. Edu's three is good.
And that's the third shot for Edu. And you know what they say, third time is a charm, Matt.
5-0 is our score. Slow offensively for both teams here. Both teams missing free throws. They had some good looks at the basket. Carver goes reverse. Contact, no call. Barnes will sky for the offensive rebound. Mitchell in the lane. His floater will rattle and fall. First field goal for the Pirates. Cuts the lead to 3, 5-2. Campbell right now 2 of 6 from the floor for 33%. Want to add to that lead and improve that percentage. Back to the elbow with it. Chapman, 10 seconds on the shot clock. Clemens, nice crossover move, pull up three. Front iron this time off the mark. It's not out of bounds. Last touch by the Camels, and that'll take us to the first media timeout. Campbell on top here in Hampton, 5-2. We'll be back. Back here on ESPN Plus, Matt White, Zachary Bags here at the Convocation Center. Where so far it's been a low-scoring affair here in the first few minutes of the ball game. 5-2 our score. The Pirates of Hampton shooting 1 of 7 for 14%. Campbell just a hair better at 2 of 7 for 28.6%. Pirates go down low. Barnes got the roll off the shot, and it's good. 5-4 is our score. Pirates showing full court pressure again. Nelson will look to initiate the offense here for the Camels. Gensler, top of the key, now guarded by Mitchell on the switch. Back to Nelson. Down the middle of the lane, nowhere to go. Gensler, pull up for top of the key, wide left. Kalen Fisher will secure the rebound for the Pirates and look to push here in transition. Barnes. Handoff to Mitchell, 14:41 to go. Mitchell with the rare stop and pop three, not his game, and that shot was well off the mark. I like the enthusiasm and the energy, but not the shot I'm sure Coach Joyner and his staff were looking for, Zach.
Yeah, way too early in the shot clock. They could have kept the ball moving. They had an offensive set going, and it just wasn't the right shot. He had a defender all in his face. But, you know, you got to bounce back from that one.
Pirates again in the 2-1-2. Fisher will pick up Clemens the full length of the floor. Clemens will speed ahead. In air, he'll find Whitfield, who just checked into the ball game for the Camels. We go to the block. Back outside Whitfield, 15 seconds. Good defense from the Pirates thus far. Whitfield looks to come off the screen. Pump fake, nowhere to go. Edu back out Whitfield. Whitfield looked like he might have got away with steps. Loses control of the ball, and T.C. Carver comes away with the steal. Carver to Fisher. Down the middle of the lane, Fisher will look to reset the offense here. Pirates nearly turned the ball over there as Carver had trouble controlling the basket. Mitchell down low to Carver. A lot of contact, no call. Clemens is able to maintain his balance as he picks up the loose basketball. Pass to the outside. Whitfield nearly loses it. 16 seconds on the shot clock. Clemens uses the screen. Back up top. Edu looks to drive. Kick out. Whitfield. Long jumper. In and out. No good. Barnes will soar for the rebound. There by Fisher. Pirates will take their first lead at 7-5.
And that's what Fisher does, Matt. Fisher hits big shots, tough shots, defender in his face. It doesn't matter.
Fisher's going to have to dig deep here if he's going to put up his normal scoring and still having to have energy on the defensive end to stop Clemens. Is T.C. Carver in transition. Easy lay-in, and the Pirates' lead is pushed to 4.
And that play was made great by Jermaine Merrill with a steal. He's fourth in the conference right now with 1.6 steals per game.
Good offense here by Campbell. Continue to move the ball around. Nelson drives, kick out, three-pointer from the left corner. Off the mark, shot was taken by Saunders. Merrill crosses midcourt, dribbles the ball off his own foot. Tough break. Campbell's look to take advantage. Clemens with the floater, short, and Barnes will find Merrill. Next dead ball will take us to a media timeout with the Pirates on top. Let's see what Coach Joyner will set to check in for Hampton, along with the Camel. Fisher thought about pulling it with Clemens on him. Drives on Clemens, looks to back him down. Skip past Merrill, catching pump fakes on the defender. In the lane, gets to the cup. Floater is too short, but he got his own rebound, and the putback is good.
Yeah, Merrill showed a quick first step right there, being down there with the trees.
Clemens being hounded again by Fisher. The full length of the floor. As I said, Fisher's seems to be up for this difficult task of guarding the nation's leading scorer. Edu backing down on Barnes. Good move. Short on the shot. Rebound Hampton. 2 for 12 now. Campbell from the floor. 16.7%. Pirates now 5 of 13 for 39%. Merrill uses the screen. Pull-up jumper is good! The lead now at 9 for the Pirates.
And that's one the Camels do not want to let happen. They do not want to let Jermaine Merrill get hot and find his spots because he will light it up.
Barnes anticipates the pass. Looks to go all the way. Euro step. Laid up the shot. No good, but Merrill is fouled by Clemens. And when we come back from this media timeout, Jermaine Merrill must have heard you, Zach. He's going to go to the free throw line, shoot two, and try and keep the hot streak going. We'll be back. You're watching ESPN.
Get a $1 for $1 match at the end of your first year, only from Discover.
Back here on ESPN Plus, coming out of the timeout. Basically, Dondre Griffin check in for the Pirates. For Campbell, Trey Spencer. And I thought one more Campbell checked in, but Spencer this is his first action.
And, you know, it's interesting to see, Matt, what I've been looking at, you know, Coaches versus Cancer Week still across the nation, and looking to see the nice pair of shoes that are.
That's right. Merrill makes the first. Whitfield looks to create. Udi, nice drop-off pass. Nowhere to go, though. Spencer comes down the lane. His layup is short. Rebound to the Pirates. 10:19 to go here in this first half. Pirates lead by 11. Merrill wants to make it 14. His shot's off the mark. Clemens will pick up the loose basketball and look to answer this Pirate scoring. 16-5 our score. Whitfield, nice move, got open. finds Gensler on the outside. Whitfield pull-up jumper is good. It's a 2. So the lead 16-7. Pirates see the 1-2-2 from the Camels, and Griffin and Fisher work the backcourt. Fisher backing down Whitfield. His pullback jumper is good. Teams exchanging baskets here, Zachary. As we're under 9.5 minutes left in the half. Griffin reached. Fortunately, Fisher there to get back and get in front of Clemens. Spencer finds Edu. Edu at the elbow, looking for a cutter. Has Spencer again. Spencer to the bucket, kicks out to Gensler. His 3 off the mark, goes over the backboard. Pirates basketball on the turnover.
Yeah, the Camels are
Don't look now from Campbell. Coach Joyner will call out motion for the Pirates. Fisher's going to stop and pop a 3. It's well off the mark. Out of bounds on the air ball.
And I think Coach Joyner was fine with Fisher taking that just to test out the zone defense, just to see what it was.
Clemens will receive the inbound. Fisher will come just across the midcourt to meet the point guard. 8.5 to go. 20 seconds on the shot clock. Pirates sticking to man-to-man. Stanley now on Edu. Back up top, Gensler catching, shooting. His 3 is good. It's only a matter of time before one of those fell for Campbell. Lead down to 18-10.
Yeah, Campbell has already taken 9 threes so far in this half.
Nearly a turnover. Fisher able to save it. Gives it up to Trey Carver. He lost it on the way up, trying to get the powerful dunk. Clemens going to push it. One of the rare transition opportunities here for the Camels. The 3-pointer is no good. It's going to lead to a run out for Fisher. Fisher in traffic with the finger roll. What looked to be an easy, fast break for the Camels turns into a layup for the Pirates, and the lead back to double digits at 20-10.
Yeah, Matt, that was a great fundamental play right there for Fisher. Most people will try to slam it. He just took the easy points with the nice finger roll.
Udi will take the long 3. His shot off the front of the rim, no good. Stanley will sky for the rebound. Pirates have an opportunity to extend their lead here. Marrow draws contact and makes the shot! Marrow with the pump fake, got Whitfield in the air, leaned into him, forced the call, and made it. That'll take us to the media timeout. Pirates lead 23-10.
5% of KBB value for your trade.
She.com.
Back here on ESPN Plus, the Pirates lead 23-10. Shooting 9 of 21 from the floor for 43%. 3 of 9 from 3. Marrow hit a 3 and drew contact right before we went to the media timeout. Campbell right now shooting 22% from the floor, 2 of 11 from 3. Right now, Pirates dominating on the boards, 19-9 in favor of Hampton. Marrow shooting the rare 4-point play and converts it. Marrow now with 11 points here in the first half. Pirates continue to stick with the full court press, this time showing more of a man-to-man element to it. Fisher will stay with Clemens. Whitfield guarded by Griffin, screen from Edu, looks to turn the corner. Good defense by Stanley, but will be called for the block.
Yes, had Stanley been stationary and just stayed and cut off the baseline, he might have got away with that, but he kept backing up.
14 foul on Hampton, first on Stanley. 7:09, Clemens set to inbound. They get it right back to him. He looked for the shot, good defense there. Udi has to find somewhere to go. He's trying to back down. Stanley, 12 seconds. Gensler comes open on the screen. His 3 is short, tipped around and back to the shooter. Fresh shot clock here for the Camels. Entry pass down low, Edu on the block. Finds Spencer coming off a screen. Back to the big man. He's going to look down low, and a pass is out of bounds. I believe Whitfield zigged when Spencer thought he was going to zag, and a turnover gives the ball back to Hampton. 6:41 here in the half. Presently the largest lead of the game for Hampton, and that's the 5th turnover for the Camels. Griffin will inbound to Fisher. And Griffin will get it back to Fisher as they cross midcourt. 18 seconds on the shot clock.
Merrill sees a matchup problem with Edu on him.
Back to the 2-3 for the Camels. Griffin left open on the transition, and his three in and out, no good, and Clemens skies for the rebound. Fisher right there. Gonna step out on him. The long three from Clemens is good. Against an average player, that's not bad defense from Fisher, but with Clemens, he's got unlimited range, so Fisher's gonna have to remember to stay maybe a step closer or come out a step farther than normal.
Yeah, it was only a matter of time before he started taking some shots. He's been pretty quiet this game so far.
Merrow goes to the baseline. Shot is long. Rebound nearly stolen away. Clemens going all the way to the basket, leaves it out. Corner three is up. Back iron, no good. Edu with the rebound. Whitfield back to Clemens. Same spot as before. Shot no good. Rebound is up and good for Chapman. Stanley looking at the official for a foul as he was pushed to the ground. No call there from the official. And Trevon Barnes will head to the score, able to get back into the game. Merrow looks to take advantage of a poor rotation to the bucket for the finger roll. Great speed, great awareness by Merrow. Saw the weakness. Looked like a tight end. He saw the soft spot in the zone, ran to it.
It was definitely some contact.
Stay smart at the Holiday Inn Express, Hampton Coliseum Central. Enjoy a free hot breakfast buffet and other great amenities and the freshest rooms in town. From Hampton University, take the Mercury Boulevard exit off of I-64. It's directly across from nightlife and dining.
Welcome back to ESPN Plus, where the Pirates lead 17, Fisher takes a shot. There was contact, no call. Rebound control by Chapman. 3:36.
Pirates can't keep living and dying with a three-point line. Eventually, they're going to have to go inside.
Inside out. Chapman will take the straight ahead three. Long rebound off the back iron. Tip to Whitfield. His three is good. Long shots create long rebounds. And it's back to a 6-point Hampton lead. Merrow slows things down. Nowhere to go here in transition. Bracey left open. His three is long. Barnes fouled, trying to secure the rebound. It's either going to be Edu or Chapman.
Yeah, they got Edu right there.
15 foul. His first personal. Both teams just with 5 fouls here. Pretty well officiated game. Let the teams dictate the outcome here. Merrow, tough move, dropped it up to Barnes. Barnes fouled on the way up.
And that's a second in a row right there for Edu.
It is. Barnes will head to the free throw line where he'll shoot 2. Barnes on the year, one of the better free throw shooters for Hampton.
Yeah, actually shooting about 80%.
First shot is up, and we jinxed him. Back iron and no good.
shooting 80% as a big man. That's great.
Second free throw is good.
See, that was all net. That showed 80%, Matt.
And that's the 80%. The first shot was that dreaded 20%. Nelson handling the point guard responsibilities with Clemens on the bench. 2:46. They look down low. Ball in the hands now of Cluxton, who just checked in. His shot is blocked from behind by Barnes. Merrow looking to push it here in transition. Merrow looking inside, back to Barnes. Nice two-man game between those two. TC lost control of it, tipped into the backcourt, but it will remain Hampton ball after it was tipped by Campbell. 13 seconds on the shot clock. Merrow going to look to create, uses a screen, pull-up jumper, contact, no call. Rebound controlled by the Camels. Whitfield here on the near sideline looks to set up the offense. Nelson thought about pulling the three-point shot. Back to Cluxton on the elbow. Nelson driving, shooting, and a foul. Looks to be against Bracey. And that will send number 21 Brooks Cluxton to the free throw line. He'll shoot two.
It's very interesting, Matt.
Or excuse me, that was Nelson on the drive, so he'll shoot two.
It's very interesting, Matt, to see Clemens on the bench for the Camels. So Coach Jordan did the smart thing by taking Fisher out and putting him on the bench and resting him too.
Yep, that's the chess match you talk about in these games, where it's those decisions that don't necessarily show up on the stat sheet or don't jump out at you. We talked about Kalen Fisher going to log heavy minutes on both ends of the floor. And as you say, with Clemens on the bench, Fisher on the bench, but he's going to head to the scores table. Maybe see if you can get Fisher more focused on offense now without the responsibility of having to check Clemens. Merrow sets up Bracey. Nice drive by Bracey, lost it going up. And Coach McGinn of Campbell didn't like the call, thought Bracey lost it naturally going up. Officials thought otherwise and called the personal on the Camels. Nelson, it's his first 17th foul.
Coach McGinn he had to take a sip of water and laugh that one off.
Bracey can't get the first free throw. Lead remains at 27-21.
Bracey's actually the best free throw shooter on this team, shooting at 93%.
To your earlier point, Fisher checks back into the game and replaces Merrow. So not only do you get some rest for Fisher with Clemens on the bench, now you can get an opportunity for this, maybe the last 2 minutes, for Merrow to get an extra bit of a breather. Chapman gets the cross-court pass. Good intensity there from the Pirates defensively. 90 seconds left here in the first half. Pirates lead is 7. Nelson looks to create. Has Chapman in the corner. Now Cluxton. Gensler will spot up again from 3. He's hit a few, this one off the mark. Long rebound goes all the way out to Whitfield. He'll take another 3. Off the mark is Whitfield. And Fisher will slow things down. 1:07 here in the half. Pirates with momentum and the lead.
The Camels are now shooting 20% from three-point. They've taken already 23 themselves.
Yeah, 4 for 20. Barnes with the size advantage draws contact. It was a late call, but the right call. Coach McGinn again not happy as the VAR official made that call. Barnes will go to the free throw line to shoot 2.
Yeah, Barnes might have got bailed out right there.
I think there was some contact, and I think it wouldn't have been such a reaction had it not been such a delay between the contact and the call. But Barnes back to the free throw line where he went 1 of 2. Makes the first here. Yes. Lead back to 8 for the Pirates. 45.9 seconds remaining. Second free throw, good. Barnes now with 5. 45 seconds and counting. Pirates stick to the 2-1-2. Whitfield gets the ball away before Fisher can bring the trap. Nelson down the lane, tough layup. Cluxton able to get an offensive board, blocked by Barnes. Mitchell sets up Bracy. Bracy's three, short.
I think Bracy's three might have got skimmed.
Yeah, I think he got a fingertip on it. Those are long arms. I believe that was Cluxton that closed out on him. 15 seconds here. Whitfield with the ball. And a timeout called by Coach McGinn. We'll see if Clemens checks back into the game for this
And he does.
final
He goes
11.2.
right there.
He'll check in with Udi. So far, a game where we expected a lot of points. It's been, I don't want to say it hasn't lived up to the expectations, but thus far, Marrow with 13 first half points, Fisher with 7, Barnes with 5. So the three you expect to really carry the load offensively for Hampton here in the first half doing their job. But right now, Whitfield leading the way for Campbell. He has 7. And then you've got a host of Camels with 3 points. Gensler, Udi, Clemens, and Nelson. And then Chapman with the lone field goal. You mentioned before, 4 of 20 from behind the three-point line are the Camels.
And Clemens himself is shooting 14%, 1 for 7 on field goal percentage.
And let's see if Fisher can continue his stellar defense here as Clemens will go into the backcourt to receive the pass. Under 6 seconds, Fisher.
You already know he's shooting here, Matt.
Will pull up and great defense. Fisher able to get a fingertip on that shot from Clemens. And Clemens with his head down walks towards the locker room for the Camels. And that'll take us to halftime with the Pirates leading here at home 30-21. You're watching ESPN Plus. We'll be back with the second half. So far, 3 for Clemens, 1 for 8. And we are set and ready to go. Start the second half. Marrow with possession, looking for the screen from Barnes. Picked up by Chapman on the screen. They're looking down low. Got Barnes on the block. Barnes using his size, shoots over Edu, and the floater is good. Lead back to 11. Largest lead of the game for the Pirates was 14 at 24-10. Pirates start out here with the first bucket of the second half. Clemens looking to get himself going, looks to drive, pull up, jumper along the baseline is short. Rebound to Akeem Mitchell of Hampton.
Fisher's really been hounding Clemens all game long.
Marrow will call out the set. Looks to go down low to Barnes. Pass was too soon. Barnes wasn't ready. Clemens is layup. I don't know if it was going to go in or not, but Kalen Fisher made sure to put a hand on it just to let Clemens know he was not that far behind him. I think that was more of an intimidation move there from Fisher.
He got up there, man. I didn't think he was going to be able to get that. Akeem Mitchell bringing the ball up the court. Very
9-point lead. Marrow calling for it. His shot is long. Carver was there for the rebound. Unfortunately, hits him right in the leg and goes out of bounds. Marrow, I think, rushed his shot just a tad because he had the long arm of, I believe that was Edu, who was closing out on him. 18:49 and counting. Pirates lead. Clemens cutting. Good cut. And Clemens comes alive. 2 back-to-back buckets. Give him 7 points on the night.
And that may have to be the way that Clemens gets his buckets.
Fisher takes a 3 that was not, I don't think that was what Coach Jordan wanted. I think Carver came away with the block. They're going to call a foul on Barnes. That's his second. It's on the floor, so Hampton will guard the inbound. Clemens to Edu, back to Clemens. Gonna look for a shot, didn't have it. They swing it around the perimeter, and a travel by number 22, Gensler, in the far corner, gives the ball back to the Pirates with 18-16 here in the ball game. So far, it's a 4-2 run for the Camels, and Clemens forces Mitchell into having to call a timeout, and that's a media timeout. So we're going to take a quick break. You're watching ESPN Plus. We'll be back. back on ESPN Plus. 32-25, Pirates with possession after the timeout. Keem Mitchell calling timeout to save the possession for the Pirates. They'll inbound with 22 seconds on the shot clock, 18:06 on the game clock. Marrow looking to penetrate. Double teamed, kicks it back out to Barnes. Mitchell finds Fisher. Fisher looks to go all the way to the bucket. Doesn't have an angle for the shot, 7 seconds. Carver spinning in the lane. Short shot is forced and off the mark. Rebound controlled by the Camels. So far, 4-2 the score here in the second half. Shot no good. Our overall score is 32-25, so both teams not really lighting it up here. Marrow gets to the defender in the air, contact on the shot, and he'll head to the free throw line to shoot two. Marrow today with 13. He's been to the free throw line twice. He had a 4-point play earlier and made 2 free throws on his last trip.
Merrill shooting 77% on the year.
Last foul was charged to Chatham. That's his second personal. First team foul here in the second half. First shot is good. 33-25. Pirates looking to make it a 9-point lead with this free throw. Pirates continue with the full court press. It's a 2-1-2. Fisher looking to deny Clemens and really just hound him the full length of the floor. Nelson will cross midcourt. Nelson gets the screen, looks to drive on Carver, kick out. Clemens, nice pump fake, gets into the lane. Good recovery there by the Pirate defense. TC guarding him. Step back three is no good. Rebound goes out of bounds. The officials are going to say it's Hampton ball. Couldn't tell. It was in that far deep corner there, Zach. Both teams are pointing in their favor. The officials say it will be Pirate ball here with 16:56 and counting.
I think the Camels kind of made the decision easy for the refs. They started retreating down into the other side.
Marrow with 15 points. Step back three, and it's good. Nelson just drops his shoulders asking, what more could I do?
Well, Nelson kind of sagged off right there, and Merrill, you give him about 6 inches of space, he's shooting it every single time.
Edu at the left elbow, back up top to Clemens. Finds Nelson with 16 seconds on the shot clock. Campbell's looking to try and get the ball to Clemens. Pirates trying to deny. Nelson comes off the screen with 7 seconds. He's left open, he pulls up, and he drills the three. Not sure if that was a breakdown in defense or if the Pirates were just giving him that shot, but Nelson took that one with confidence and drilled it. Marrow looks to take another one, this one off the mark. Barnes with the rebound. Pirates looking for contact as Barnes had Clemens on him on the initial rebound, and then I think that was Chapman who blocked the shot, but it will be Pirate basketball after the media timeout. Pirates lead by 9. We'll be back.
The best drive on game day. Nissan.
Back on ESPN Plus. Hampton Pirates lead 37-28 with the possession coming out of the media timeout here at 15:55. Fisher to inbound for the Pirates. Mitchell to Marrow. Fresh shot clock here for Hampton. Marrow looking to create, guarded by Clemens. Floater in the lane, back iron, no good, long rebound. Leads to this fast break. Clemens, guarded by Mitchell. This was a matchup we were looking forward to last week to see if Mitchell would be effective on Clemens. Now he switches off onto Whitfield. 13 seconds remaining, and they're going to get Fisher for a hold.
It's a good call there. It's a good call. Clemens hit him with a nice backdoor, and Fisher did the right thing. Don't give up an easy bucket.
Second foul on Fisher. 15-23. They look for Clemens. Great help by Mero. Down low, Edu on the block. Barnes right there with him. Edu in the lane, double team by Mitchell. Baseline jumper is good. Good ball movement there by the Camels. Pirates defense was there, but eventually just not enough defenders there on the rotation. Fisher with Tamero around. Now they go down low, Barnes. 15 seconds on the shot clock. Mero calmly steps into an elbow jumper, and it's good. Used a pump fake to get Clemens in the air, and calmly knocks down the jumper, lead back to 9 for Hampton.
That's just how you practice it, Matt. One-on-one in the gym time.
20 points now for Mero. Clemens uses the screen, going to look to create, gets in the lane. Reaching foul will go against Barnes. It's going to be on the floor. I believe that's 3 on Barnes.
I don't even think he needs to reach in, Matt. All he had to do is slide his feet.
14-25. 3 team fouls on Hampton, 1 on Campbell, and a good sub here for Coach Joyner. Stanley comes back into the ball game, replacing Barnes. Stanley's played big minutes for this team off the bench their last few games. See if he can continue to play at a high level for a relatively inexperienced redshirt freshman.
This matchup between Edu and Stanley is going to be one to watch.
And Stanley right there shows that inexperience, gave up baseline, and Edu easily shows that senior experience, drops baseline, absorbs the contact. It's going to be Stanley's third. So we'll see if Coach Joyner will look to Smoot or any of the other bigs on his bench, or if he'll keep Stanley out there with 3.
Surprising not to see Smoot in. Normally, as soon as there's any foul trouble to any of the post players for the Pirates, Smoot is one that Joyner trusts to come in.
First free throw is good, down to an 8-point advantage. Second free throw long, hits back iron. Chatham comes away with the rebound. Whitfield finds Clemens, who's open in the transition. Shot missed by Clemens. Stanley was a step too late, but Clemens' rough shooting night continues. Clemens now 3 of 13. Whitfield in transition, throws it ahead of Chapman. Alley-oop dunk is good. 39-33. Pirates ahead to Stanley. Stanley gonna get called for the offensive foul.
Yeah, Matt, he ducked his shoulder and tried to use a power move. As soon as you duck your shoulder right in front of the official, that's going to get called every single time.
That's his 4th.
And on cue, Smoot is right in the game, like you said, Matt.
I like Stanley's enthusiasm to try and get to the basket, but Pirates got to continue to hold on to the momentum here. Clemens will cross half court. Spencer, entry pass down low, Edu. See how Edu does, trying to back down on Smoot. Smoot clearly with the size advantage, but Edu was able to lull him to sleep. He's listed at 6'10". He's able to use that speed to get around the 6'8", 250-pound Smoot. Bad pass from Fisher, nearly stolen. And this is when you go into the bench, you're going to have some of the inexperience or just the lack of familiarity. 39-35, lead is 4. Mitchell will cross midcourt. Fisher, step back jumper, good. Big shot there from Fisher.
We've seen Fisher do that 3 times where he backs down the defender and takes that mid-range pull-up.
That was a big shot just for momentum's sake. That alley-oop really got Campbell alive. They have a very large fan base here, so they haven't had much to cheer about. Whitfield swings it around. Chatham, his 3 is good. It's a 3-point ball game, 41-38. Mero works back court with Fisher. So far here in the second half, Campbell 17-11 in terms of scoring over Hampton.
And that's been one of the things that the Pirates have struggled with so far this season, closing out opponents when they get up.
Fisher got the defender in the air, forced a shot. TC able to get the offensive board, draws the foul. And he's going to go to the free throw line to shoot 2. Barnes and Griffin at the scores table set to check in for Hampton. Coach McGinn was at the scores table bending down for a second. I thought he was a Campbell player looking to check in.
Put me in, Coach.
Player, coach, exactly. They're going to take a quick second to wipe the ball down. 12:18 to go. The next dead ball more than likely will take us to the media timeout. The foul was charged to Clemens. That's his 3rd.
Rough shooting night, 3 fouls. Clemens has to get it going if he wants to help this Camel team pull out a win.
Yeah, Clemens has to be careful here. Still a lot of basketball to be played. You don't want to pick up your 4th here and have to sit out major minutes here. Carver, free throw will rattle and fall. Lead is back to 4 for the Pirates. Barnes back in with 3. Dondre Griffin will be in to give Akeem Mitchell a breather. So the Pirates with 3 of their better ball handlers. Griffin just, a few games ago had a big 20-point night.
Yeah, Griffin is definitely one of the slept-on players. Like I said a few games ago, he will be an X factor for this team down the stretch.
And that's with Greg Hexall still out with injury, another big contributor in minutes, and more importantly at 6'6" in size. Entry pass will come into Whitfield after both free throws converted by TC. Whitfield will slow things down, looks to Clemens in the far wing. Clemens to drive, drives right into Barnes, good defense, back iron, rebound to the Pirates. Barnes did a great job of being straight up. They're going to call a blocking foul in the Campbell sideline. Can't believe it. And that will take us to the media timeout with 11:58 to go. Pirates lead 43-38. Barnes Fisher at the free throw line when we get back.
In a different direction. Ask your gastroenterologist about Xeljanz.
I guess we have a winner, ladies and gentlemen. Give them a round of applause.
Steve Harvey.
Back here on ESPN Plus, we've got Big South men's basketball action. The Campbell Camels, the Hampton Pirates. It's a close game here, 43-38. Fisher drew the foul on Chapman on that last possession. Fresh shot clock here for Hampton. It's Fisher in the lane. Zone look now for the Camels. Fisher pump fakes, looks to create, throws it off to Griffin. Calmly shoots in the corners. 3 is good. Great pass from Fisher, led him to the corner, and calmly Dondre Griffin knocks down his first field goal. Lead 46-38, 11.5 minutes to go. Clemens drops it off for Edu. Elbow jumper, back iron, no good. Fisher secures the rebound. Took a shot to the back of the head, no call. But Hampton with possession and an opportunity to make it a double-digit lead. Pirates led by as many as 14 in the first half. Griffin, another long 3, in and out, no good. Goes out of bounds. The officials say last touch by Hampton. Looked like Clemens might have got a hand on it, but nonetheless, it is Camel basketball, and Pirates stick with the full court press. Or more accurately, Fisher will stick with the full court press on Clemens. Whitfield passes ahead. Gensler, entry pass to the post. Edu has made a living down there so far, and he continues to feast in the block.
Edu has put this Camel team on his back and said, if Clemens isn't going to score, I'll guide us to a win.
He's got 10 right now. Leading scorer for the Camels is the aforementioned Edu. Mero catching, shooting the 3, in and out, no good. Rebound, the Camels. Whitfield will leave it back to Edu. Gensler left open for the corner three. Back iron, no good. Clemens with the rebound. Loses control of it. He's looking for a foul, and Marrow in transition. Doesn't have numbers. Will take the pull-up jumper. No good. Clemens will push.
I don't think that's the shot that Coach Joyner wants for his Pirates team.
Spencer hesitated in the corner. Back up top. Clemens catching, shooting. His three is good. And a sigh of relief from the Campbell fan base here at the Convocation Center. They hadn't seen Clemens make a field goal in quite a while.
Both teams still shooting under 30% from three. Campbell shooting 25%. Hampton shooting 23% respectively.
So back to a three-point ball game. Marrow finds Fisher. He'll pull up a long three. Carver in midair tips it back in. Lead goes back to 5. Again, as you said before, Pirates trying to live behind the three-point line. Campbell will walk the ball across midcourt, calls out the play. Edu working on the left elbow. Whitfield pulls up in traffic, way off the mark, and Marrow will hold. And Fisher and Marrow nearly turn it over.
Fisher just has to laugh about that.
Fortunately, that did not result in a turnover for Hampton. Griffin works the perimeter. Marrow jump stop to Griffin. Finds a cutting Barnes. Barnes loses it, gets it back, but it's thrown off his leg by Spencer, falling out of bounds. It was a good idea to get it into Barnes on the cut. Unfortunately, he couldn't keep the ball high, and Spencer able to strip it away and throw it off of him, falling out of bounds. Under 9 minutes to go, the lead remains at 5. So far here in the second half, Campbell has outscored Hampton by 4. Edu again down low on the block, just able to get what he wants, but Marrow able to come away with a loose ball as Edu loses control. And the Pirates dodge a bullet there. I thought Edu had another easy layup.
Edu has been living with that over shoulder, over left shoulder, over right shoulder move in the post. And you would think the Pirates would pick up on it, but they haven't yet, Matt.
8:15 to go. 10 seconds on the shot clock for Hampton. Marrow looks for a screen. Somehow gets to the basket. Layup is good with plenty of contact. Didn't get a call. Took a awkward bounce on the rebound. Official will blow the whistle to secure the ball for Campbell. Wise decision by the Pirates to not touch it. Last game they got called for a delay of game for touching it twice. So leave that one to the officials to clean up. Clemens screen, pulls from way outside. Front iron, no good. Long rebound comes to Spencer. His putback off the mark. Carver secures the rebound. Under 8 minutes to go, the next dead ball will take us to the media timeout. Marrow looks to create. Had a screen from Carver. Now penetrates. Pull up in transition. In and out, no good. Barnes tried to tip it, but it goes right to Clemens. Clemens fouled on the floor. Good decision by Marrow. Didn't want to let Clemens get an opportunity to get a shot off. And that would take us to the media timeout. 7:25 to go. 50-43 our score. We'll be back.
Griffin is first.
Use Easy Search Online to help you find your perfect vehicle.
Back here on the ESPN Plus, the officials changed the call. They say Clemens was in the act of shooting, and Coach Joyner of Hampton vehemently disagreed with the call, nearly came across court. Clemens is at the free throw line, shooting 2. First free throw is good. Free throws are good. It's a 5-point ball game. 7:20 to go. Pirates with the possession, looking to slow things down, moving the ball around the perimeter.
Pirates going with a 4-guard look.
Bracy back on the floor. Marrow with it with 7 seconds. Strong crossover move, draws to contact. It's just going to be the 4th team foul on Campbell. So be side out of bounds here for the Pirates. 7 minutes left in the game. $20 seconds on the shot clock here. Foul was on Spencer. That was his first. Marrow again, hands off to Bracy. Now Griffin, 8 seconds on the shot clock. Pirates going to have to look to create something here. Marrow through 2 defenders, loses it with 1 second. It's a shot clock violation. Not a bad turnover if you're going to have a turnover there. At least the Pirates can get set up defensively here as opposed to giving Campbell a transition opportunity.
I don't think Lysander Bracy knew the shot clock.
I agree. Clemens finds Gensler with 23 seconds on the shot clock, 6.5 on the game clock. Akeem Mitchell will go back to the scores table. Edu looking to get it to Clemens, but a good denial by Griffin. They go down low. Edu on the elbow. Strong move, kick out. Whitfield, his 3 is off the mark. Clemens gets the board. And what a play by Fisher, continuing to show his defensive prowess. Rips it away from Clemens. Griffin, wide open 3. Back iron, no good. Leads to Clemens in transition. He's got Whitfield behind him. Whitfield layup off the mark. Clemens comes away with the rebound. And they're going to call a late foul as Clemens came down out of control. Bumped into Barnes, and that's going to be his 4th.
Clemens and Whitfield both came down very awkwardly. I didn't like the way they landed on their legs, Matt.
Yeah, they were both out of control. Clemens' pass to Whitfield was behind him. Whitfield tried to adjust in midair. Clemens was able to come get the rebound, but fell to the ground awkwardly. And Griffin and Barnes will both sit down. Clemens' free throw is good. It's a 17 foul, so 1-and-1 situation for the next few minutes for Campbell. Pirates still need 3 fouls before they're in the 1-and-1. Free throws are good. 14 points now for Clemens. Spencer will check out. Chapman will come back in. Pass ahead to Bracy. Bracy will find Marrow. Under 6 minutes here. Pirates lead is down to 3. Carver finds Fisher.
Still a lot of ball game left. Pirates can't just go ahead and just shoot this possession away.
Fisher looks to create, drives. Bracy catching and shooting. His 3 is good. Big shot by Bracy. Pushes the lead to 6. And Fisher right at half court, ready to meet Clemens. Clemens in the lane, jump stop, runs right into Marrow, and it's a charge. Clemens can't believe the call. Neither can the head coach for the Camels, Kevin McGeehan. They thought Marrow was late. It was real close. I couldn't be mad at that call either way. Turnover gives the ball back to Hampton with 5:11 remaining and the lead at 6. Campbell showing a trap here in the corner. Fisher calmly gets it to Bracy, and Bracy right back to Kalen with 5 minutes to go. Pirates again work the offense along the perimeter. Marrow had a lane at the basket. Shot is blocked from behind. Good clean block by Edu. Comes to Clemens in transition. Clemens, good defense in transition by Bracy. And the 3 knocked down by Gensler. And the lead is 3 again. 4.5 to go. Fisher and Marrow work the backcourt here. Marrow to TC. 18 seconds on the shot clock. Pirates taking their time, working their offense. They get Bracy coming off a screen. 8 seconds. Merrill with Chatham on him goes to Fisher. Fisher looking to drive. Spinning, jump stop, TC in the lane. Layup is good. Great decision by Fisher. He could have easily pulled his fadeaway jumper, but timed the cut, did TC perfectly, and he rewards his teammate with the layup.
And that's what Trey Carver is on the floor for, a very explosive, quick step.
Clemens nearly traveled with it. They go down low to Edu. He had some success earlier. The Pirates bring the double. Fade away, no good. Mitchell skies for the rebound and will hand it to Merrill.
Merrill's been letting Fisher do a lot of the point guard duties today.
And Fisher showing that elite athleticism which he has, both offensively and defensively. Merrill now taking the challenge, going one-on-one with Clemens. 6 seconds. Bracey left open. He'll take the three. It's an air ball. Mitchell, offensive layup with 1 second is good.
Might as well have been a pass there, Matt.
If I was in the official stat book, I might be generous and give that as an assist. Clemens in the lane, throws up the floater. It's an air ball. Chatham gets the rebound, and he's fouled on a second chance opportunity. I believe it will be Merrill called for the reach. And that'll take us to the media timeout. The Pirates lead 57-50, under 3 minutes to go. You keep it right here. You're watching ESPN Plus, Big South Men's Basketball. Back here on ESPN Plus. At the free throw line now is Isaac Chatham. He's got 7 rebounds. 3 of them on the offensive end. That's how he got fouled. The foul was charged to Merrill. First free throw is good. Chatham right now with 8 points. 3 of 5 from the floor. Second free throw off the mark. Secured by Fisher. Campbell continuing to stick with the full court pressure. They get it to Merrill, do the Pirates across the timeline, leading by 6, 2:45 and counting.
Looks like the Pirates want to run some clock here.
10 seconds. Fisher looking to create. Got the matchup he wanted. Edu guarding him. Fisher puts it on the floor. Pull-up jumper. Front of the iron, no good. Clemens shows that incredible leaping ability. Skies for the rebound. And he'll bring the ball across the floor. He'll be met at midcourt by Merrill.
Yeah, Clemens
traveled there, but Clemens didn't get called for it. Whitfield, top of the key. Goes back to Edu. Edu looks for the dribble handoff with Clemens. Good denial by Merrill. Chatham will take the long jumper. Front iron, no good. Edu comes over the back, no call. Whitfield 3, good. And a timeout called by Campbell. TC and Coach Joyner looking at the officials, asking where was the over-the-back call. It's a 30-second timeout called by Campbell, so we'll keep it right here. So back to a 3-point ball game with under 2 minutes to go.
I think Edu just used his size advantage over Trey Carver right there. Trey Carver's only a 6'5" forward going up against Edu, who's about 6'9", 6'10".
Come back to action here. Pirates with the ball. Some scores around the conference with under 90 seconds left. High Point and UNC Asheville tied at 59. Presbyterian with the 99-91 victory over Winthrop. USC Upstate gets their first victory in the conference with an 80-63 win over Longwood. And Charleston Southern knocks off Gardner-Webb 74-60. We got a whistle away from the ball.
We got a hold on Chatham. Holding Fisher on the backdoor cut.
It's his 4th. Still just a 16 foul, so the next foul on Campbell will put the Pirates at the free throw line. Fisher will find Mitchell, and a foul on Clemens as Merrill was held trying to get open.
And
Clemens just fouled out. Clemens not having the game he wanted. The nation's leading scorer will finish tonight 14 points, 10 rebounds. Give him credit, 11 of those 14 all here in the second half.
Yeah, he went at the end of the first half. He only had three, yeah. Kalen Fisher was stifling him all night. Credit to Kalen Fisher and his job that he's done. Also, give some credit to Dondre Griffin when he's came into the game, too.
So free throws, as always, can win ball games here for Hampton. First free throw from Merrill is good. Lead up to 4. 98 seconds to go, and the official going to step in between Merrill and Whitfield. After the first free throw, Merrill and Whitfield exchanged glances. I don't know if Whitfield said something while Merrill was shooting. But either way, the official told them both to knock it off.
They've both been trash talking today.
Second free throw is good for Merrill. Nearly coming away with the steal there might have been the Pirates. As Whitfield looks left, Gensler goes down low to Edu, back to Spencer. Spencer going to look to take the shot. Edu will dial it up. And his three is off the mark, no good. Rebound secured by Kalen Fisher. And he will immediately give it up.
Whitfield's calling for the trap right now for Campbell.
Merrill now with 24 points and the ball. Right at his average at 23.9 on the year. 14 seconds as we are inching towards the 1 minute mark on the game clock. Merrill gonna have to force up a shot here with 3 seconds. Doesn't hit the rim. Barnes secures the rebound, and it will be a shot clock violation. Again, I'll take the shot clock violation, which gives Hampton an opportunity to get back on defense. Pirates cannot let down here defensively just because Clemens is out of the game. Whitfield traveled before he called the timeout, but the officials bailed him out. Coach Joyner doing a good job just telling his guys to play through it, but clearly Whitfield traveled before he made the timeout motion and was awarded it, but it is a 30-second timeout charge to the Camels. Again, just a quick update around the conference. With 9 seconds left, High Point looks to improve to 4-2 in conference play. They lead 64-61 over UNC Asheville. Presbyterian 99-91 over Winthrop. South Carolina Upstate gets their first win as a member of the Big South, 80-63. And Charleston Southern knocks off Gardner-Webb 74-60.
.48 seconds left.
Next game for Hampton will be at Longwood on the 30th. The next game for Campbell, I'll get you momentarily here as we go back to action on the floor. Spencer looking to get rid of it. Down low, Edu. Go back down on Barnes. 40 seconds on the game clock. The fadeaway, no good. Gensler nearly tipped it in. Chatham shot is sent into the stands. Great timing there by Barnes. And to finish my earlier point, Campbell will have another tough game after this. They'll be on the road at Radford. That game on the 30th at 7 o'clock. Whitfield hesitates, falls to the floor, and the officials bail him out.
The officials called a trip.
They called a trip, and I didn't see it as Whitfield had already turned the corner and was in front of the defender. He went down. He got away with the travel prior to that, but needless to say, he's at the free throw line shooting 1-1, unless they say he was in the act of shooting, which the officials have been very liberal with that call here tonight.
It was nobody around him.
It's a 30-second timeout called by the Pirates. So once again, Campbell will be staying here in the state of Virginia for their next game. In 4 days, they will be taking on Radford. And again, the Pirates will be taking on another in-conference foe here in the state of Virginia in Longwood. Should be 2 exciting games. We'll have both of them for you here on ESPN Plus. You can expect Clemens is going to try and bounce back against Radford. Again, Radford, the only team in conference play, still unblemished. 7-0 are the Highlanders.
I feel bad for the Highlanders when they play Chris Clemens, because you know he's definitely going to get his shots up. He's not going to let nobody else stifle him again for the rest of the season.
Speaking of the Highlanders, when the Pirates play host to Radford, that game will be brought to you on ESPNU. Whitfield misses the free throw. It goes out of bounds, and it will be Pirate basketball. Officials are going to talk about it with 28.8 seconds. They're going to look at a replay to see if that was, in fact, last touch by the Camels. So the score remains at 59-54, 28.8 seconds to go. Right now, it's Hampton basketball, but the officials want to check to see who, in fact, touched the ball last after the free throw was missed by Whitfield. So for those keeping track at home right now, Radford 7-0 in conference play. Campbell presently sits at 4-1. A loss today would knock them down into a 4-way tie, with 4 teams currently with 2 losses. Winthrop, High Point, and Hampton, assuming the Pirates hold on to this victory today. Still a lot of basketball to be played here in the Big South. And the Big South has lived up to what everyone anticipated to be a very hard-fought competitive league. Again, Hampton and Radford on February the 7th at 7 p.m. will be brought to you by our friends at ESPNU. As always, you can stream that on the ESPN app.
And a curse for some teams.
So it remains Hampton basketball, and the clock stays at 28.8. But to finish that prior point, if they were looking at the clock and then also realized that, in fact, it was touched last by a Pirate, they could easily change that call. Mitchell will inbound. Has Fisher. Deflected out of bounds. Last touch by Nelson. 0.3 of a second come off at 28.5. Pirates with 4 capable ball handlers on the floor, and Barnes, who's a capable ball handler for someone listed at 6'9", and all pretty good free throw shooters across the line here for Hampton. Fisher trapped, and a foul is called. Fisher will head back to the free throw line. On the evening, Kalen Fisher might just have 9 points coming off a 24-point game 2 nights ago, Zach. But I'll take the 9 points from him, considering the strong defense Fisher played on Clemens, who came into this game a hair under 30 points per game and was able to hold him below half of that average.
That's a win in itself. Moral victories come a dime a dozen, but if there was anything such as a moral victory, that is one. Free throws do win ball games, as they say in the Convocation Center. First one good.
Free throws good. 61-54, 26.8 seconds to go. .22 seconds remaining, and the Pirates let Nelson get the layup. The Camels call the timeout, lead back to 5. But again, Chris Clemens came into tonight's matchup averaging 29 points per game. Tonight, the senior was held to 14 points on 4 of 17. Merrow, also a top 10 scorer here in the country.
The officials are coming back to the replay.
I think they want to check the clock again. Merrow came into tonight's game averaging 24 points. And right now, Merrow sits right at that mark. So if the Pirates can hold on to this lead, it's going to be a win-win situation across the board. They got the victory, get another important win here in the conference, hold the nation's leading scorer well below his average, and their own top 10 scorer able to hit his mark. I don't think you had to be a John Calipari or Roy Williams to know that the Pirates' game plan was going to be trying to slow down Chris Clemens. It sounds that simple, but many a team this season have fallen victim to his scoring prowess. And
like Georgetown did when he put up 45 in a loss.
They say Akeem Mitchell stepped on the baseline as he was running the baseline. He was allowed to run the baseline because Nelson scored a bucket, but the senior lost his footing and stepped on the baseline. And there's a clock issue. The clock started before the inbound. So I think they're going to have to put some time back on the clock.
They just put the time back to 19.9 seconds.
And the clock's running again. They quickly reset it back to 19.9. We're ready to go. Campbell to inbound. They get it into Edu, and Edu scores quickly.
Quick timeout by the Campbells.
They call timeout.
Only a 3-point game.
See where they put back on the clock. They put about a second back on, so it's at 18.3. It's back down to a one-possession game. That turnover by Mitchell led to the easy layup by Campbell. Let's see what the Camels can draw up here defensively. Coach Joyner telling his team just get the ball in bounds. This is a three-step situation for Hampton. Inbound the ball, cross midcourt and avoid a 10-second violation. And then be strong with the ball because you know Campbell's going to try and force a turnover the entire time.
So with Akeem Mitchell stepping on the baseline, do you think that they should still leave him in, or should they put in a better passer such as?
No, you got to leave Mitchell on the floor. He's a senior. And you need him out there for defense in case of a turnover. But this is the lineup. Coach Joyner's going to go with all capable free throw shooters and defenders on the floor and ball handlers. So Pirates have already broken their huddle. The clock has now been increased to 18.9.
They got a three-man stagger with Bracey, Merrow, and Fisher.
And Barnes is back deep near the Pirate three-point line. The Camels are still in their huddle.
Look for one of the three of them to at least go deep and pair up with Barnes. Maybe Kalen Fisher goes short to get it, as he's the most reliable.
Again, Mitchell can run the baseline. He just has to keep his feet. from touching the baseline, so this time he looks to be even further back than before. Pirates get it in quickly to Marrow, and he's fouled immediately. 17.3 seconds remaining.
Well, why not put the ball in the hands of your best scorer?
Marrow can add to his 24-point total. Free throw here. It's still just 1-1 for Marrow, so a free throw here can make it a 2-possession game and just make the onus that much harder for Campbell. First free throw is up. It's good. Pirates right now just have to play solid defense and not foul. Marrow. Second shot is up and good. Give him 26 on the night. Pirates need to have somebody up so Campbell doesn't roll the ball in just like that. Nelson will pick it up. And the clock is running. Pirates don't need to foul here. Nelson shot off the mark, nearly tipped in by Edu, and Edu will be called for a foul as Barnes secures the rebound. And this should all but end it. Hampton with a 63-58 lead. Udy will foul out. That's his fifth. Barnes heads to the free throw line. 7 points, 9 rebounds, and none more important than that last. Chapman will return to the floor.
Seems like Coach McGeehan isn't liking what Marrow's saying. He's walking up and down excited about his team getting the possible win.
64-58 with the first free throw. Barnes now with 8. Looking to make it 9 here with the second free throw. Fisher is the lone Pirate lined up for the rebound, and Chapman will secure it ahead of Nelson. 6 seconds. Pirates just have to not foul. Spencer, long three. Back iron, no good, and Merrill will secure the rebound to end the game with the final score 64-58. Pirates on the road at Longwood. Campbell on the road at Radford. We thank you for joining us here. Last look, Merrill will finish with 26 points. Fisher with 11. For Campbell, your leading scorers. 14 for Clemens and 12 for Chapman, 10 for Whitfield. That'll wrap it up here at the Convocation Center for our crew. My broadcast colleague, Zachary Braggs. It's a great evening here on ESPN Plus. We thank you for joining us for Big South Men's Basketball.